This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. What is up, my little sugar boogers? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new season speed build. Today, you guys, we are going to be creating Riles' Craftsman Cottage. Now, I intended to get this video up before the first episode of Seasons, but unfortunately, life and Jennifer's mouth had other plans. I just could not get the voiceover done, and if I'm being honest, I recorded this particular voiceover about 50 times, no lie, not even kidding. And by the way, my husband is downstairs, so that just adds to the pressure. Like, I don't know what my freaking problem is, you guys. I can not do any voiceovers, recording, whatever, if anyone other than my son or my sons are home. Like, if it's any adult, I freak out. Like, I've been recording since my son was like literally an infant, so it's really not that big of a deal. But when it comes to like anybody else, like I feel like they're listening and they can judge me, and it's just like, it really makes my anxiety go through the roof. If you could get a stethoscope and listen to mi cortisone right now, you would hear it just going a mile a minute. But anyway, we're here, so let's go ahead and give me a little thumbs up for support and make the best of a really interesting situation. But anyways, if you guys haven't watched the very first episode of my Sims 4 Seasons LP, you totally should. The backstory with that sim is we are actually taking a pre-existing sim, Riley Ray Sterling, I love her name, from Jungle Adventures, and we're popping her into Seasons because of her pre-existing interest with nature. She loved to garden, and not to mention, I kind of feel like she would be the best bee queen of all bee queens. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to build her a new house, because for the longest time, most of her adulthood, she's been living in this really tiny little caravan, which for the time being was great, but she recently got a chocolate lab, and she also wanted to pick up these extra interests, and we kind of needed the room and the space. So what I had her do is I had her sell her caravan. I also had her sell some of her treasures that she had found in Salvadorada and put that towards building a brand new home for herself and her dog Hunter. And I wasn't really sure as to what kind of build I wanted to do, because we are in Windenburg, and the particular style of building, it's definitely a little unique and really does live in the countryside. So I felt like even if I didn't kind of fit like the whole whatever Windenburg, like I don't know what the building style for Windenburg is. Let me know in the comments down below. But if I didn't follow that plan, it wouldn't be too out of left field. So I kind of went with this like craftsman vibe here, and thanks to Kayla, I was actually able to come up with the correct terminology, because I had no clue that the new items that we got for Seasons was technically craftsman themed, which is cool. I have no idea what that even means, but I was able to look it up on Google and came out with a pretty cute little like floor plan or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, this is kind of what I came up with. It's very small, it's very cozy, it's very quaint. I love the fact that it was able to incorporate the brand new glass roofs that came with the recent update. That is right, if you haven't updated your game, you totally should, because these glass roofs are completely freaking gratis. Like, you don't have to pay for them or anything. It doesn't come with Seasons, and I've seen you guys already create some pretty freaking wicked builds with them, so it's really, really fun. You should totally update your game. But I will be honest with you guys, I've been getting a lot of questions. Does the update break mods? Oh my god, does it break mods? Like, it broke all the mods. Okay, for Cass, if you have the extra columns, that will break it. I think my lighting mod in Cass is okay. What else broke Cass? I think it was just the extra columns in Cass, but I know for 100% fact, once you get Seasons, you may not notice it now, but once you get Seasons, you'll totally notice it. The UI extensions mod totally broke my game. Couldn't even see my calendar or anything. And there was a few other things as well. I do know that a lot of Kawaii Stacy's mods are totally safe, but it's still very early on, and unfortunately, I don't have a lot of my mods, which totally freaking sucks. Like, I don't think I have any of them right now, which is so hard for me to play the game, especially the UI cheats extensions mod. That's my holy freaking grail. So anyway, other than that, I've been having a great experience with the game. The only thing that's kind of thrown me off is the lighting. I live in Windenburg right now, or Riley lives in Windenburg, right? And I noticed that in Windenburg, it was cloudy, it was kind of dark, and then I had her go to Willow Creek, right, in the next episode, and it was actually actually raining in Willow Creek, while back home it was just partly cloudy. So I think it's really cool how you can travel to any world and you will totally experience weather differently, which I thought was really cool. So anyway, here's the layout. It took me a very long time. I actually had to stop recording to figure it out, because sometimes when I'm in these high pressure situations, I kind of like go like ghost. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, bleh. Like I get all weird and stuff, and I can't like figure it. Just my whole like thought process is all janky. So I definitely needed to take a moment off camera to kind of like plan out my layout, which I think it worked out in the end. I really like the way that it is. And typically, I never, ever, ever have a living room right by the front door. But again, getting inspiration from Kayla, totally thank you. Because, like, seriously, she is my lifesaver. I tried it. I was like, you know what? She made it look good. I'm going to try it. It's just usually not my vibe because I want room for, like, a Christmas tree and stuff. But I like the way that it turned out. I think it actually ended up being the best choice, and it worked in my favor. So that is where our little living room is, right in front of the door. Wanted to kind of use some of these like weaved rugs, but I actually really like this one here. It's more modern, but I feel like it kind of fits in with this Craftsman vibe perfectly. Then we also have a fireplace, which I think will be good for the cooler, the cooler seasons of the year. Not to mention, I've noticed, I'm not sure if Windenburg is more of like the Swedish Alps or something, because I've noticed that in spring in particular, it is freezing. Like, it is so cold. There's so many times that Riley will go out to garden her garden and she'll like jump into her winter gear, but whereas like Willow Creek, it was warm. It's just very strange. And I'm actually so excited because that's just one of the things that kind of like almost in a way makes you kind of pick where you want to live, because if you know that spring is going to be super cold in Windenburg, maybe you don't want to live in Windenburg. Maybe you want to live where it's warmer in the spring. I don't know. It's really cool to me. I absolutely love that. So anyways, here is our little kitchen. We are making a great use of the items in the Jungle Adventure stuff pack. I'm not sure if they recently added the cabinets, correct? I feel like those weren't there for some reason, but I definitely used a lot of items from various expansion packs. Like, I did not have any issue whatsoever integrating some of the seasons items in with just the other stuff that I already had, because unfortunately, with the same problem with cats and dogs, a lot of the seasons items are really over the top. They're huge. They're meant for like bigger homes, and Riley's kind of more of like a small person living kind of girl. So unfortunately for me, like, I had to kind of use some of the other things I had in other packs just to kind of mesh in so that I was able to at least use some of the things for seasons. So I think I definitely, made the best of a very sticky situation. And here is Riley's room. I love this overhead light. I do believe this comes with seasons. I was actually able to double this up as a shelf and throw up some of her family photos in her late father. That's just so sad. That's so sad. If you guys haven't watched Jungle Adventures, Carson, her father, had actually passed away. I know a few people were saying like how they wanted me to start in fall. If you guys don't know, we're starting in spring, obviously. But if they wanted me to start in fall because of like the holidays and the family and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, you do realize like her father passed away and her mom is like quickly on her way out too. So I definitely want to try to like spend as much time as we can with her mother Nora until her time is up too. But I'm gonna cry, so like I don't even want to talk about that. But here's our little tiny incy-wincy bathroom using the brand new sink. I definitely used like a lot of the items we already had for this, just because I don't really think the new shower fits all that well with the particular building style that I was going for, but maybe hopefully in another build. It's just like really, really modern. So anyway, I'm over here just playing around with the dining living room, whatever the hell it is. I love how I used the columns too to kind of break up the two spaces. Otherwise, it was just going to be this one big, like, I don't know, orb. Like, it just didn't make any sense. It just didn't have any definition. It was just all free flowing. And then instead, I decided to take this little shelving unit that I was actually going to use for the TV and put it alongside the wall. I don't know what I just did there. I did take one of her first founded relics and put it on top of the little shelving unit here, just as a decoration. She used to have a lot more relics and treasures and things that she used to adorn her little caravan with, but unfortunately they're just too painful to look at because her father Carson was also a very well-known explorer, and every time she looks at them, it just reminds her of the time that she had found the grand treasure in the hidden temples of Salvadorada and never got the chance to come home and tell him about it, which was really, really sad. So it's just really hard for her to kind of display those things because of the memories that it makes her relive. So I was trying to throw in a little rug here. I had the worst time trying to figure it out. I think I ended up finding something that kind of fit. Honestly, if I'm being real with you guys, my favorite room in the entire house has got to be this little greenhouse. I just love having the bees here. Although somebody did tell me in the first episode, they're like, pretty sure you should probably have the bees next to the plants because I guess it actually helps, which is cool. And something else I learned that I wasn't so sure of in the first episode is that actually you can grow your own flowers, you can harvest your own flowers, and then you can use those towards your very own bouquets, which you can actually sell, thus increasing your profits, which I think is really cool. And because Riley is actually in the gardening career, I do believe she will make maybe more money from those at some point. I'm not really sure. It depends if she goes into the floral arrangement branch or is it botanist or botanist? I never know how to say that word. I don't know how to say a lot of words, but that one is a real tongue twister. So let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, I decided to also throw in her little green truck. She has had that piece of crap for a very long time now. She probably should just like throw it in the bin or sell it for scraps, but she keeps it. Hopefully one day, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Sims team, please. It'll be a functioning automobile and it'll actually serve a purpose. But for right now, it's just kind of out in the front of the house collecting some dust. But overall, I'm very excited with the way that this build turned out. I think I did a wonderful job. Oh my god, don't start screwing up now, girl. And I don't know, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play in it more. I can't wait to see what that second room is going to be used for. Anyways, guys, if you're interested in downloading this bad boy, I will have it up on the gallery at Jen2606. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go and comment and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
Taking turns, not a lesson learned. Who'd imagined I would crash and burn? But you got me there, so I'm declaring a silent war. Can't do it anymore. This is not what I was asking for. But you got me here, then you disappeared. Was it always